So welcome and enjoy this beautiful day.
To help coordinate this as part of over 100 actions across the country. That's phenomenal. And the reason why it's so important that people come to actions like this is it sends a message to the people that need a strong message that we are united. We understand that out in BC they might be fighting the Northern Gateway Pipeline, the Kinder Morgan Pipeline. We understand down south they might be fighting Keystone XL. Over here we've got Energy East. We know what unites all of these issues. We know it's a government that wants to see reckless expansion in the tar sands at all costs. And that's what unites us. But what's wonderful to see is that we're winning. To link the message of what's happening downstream in the tar sands to the threat of the pipeline in each of these communities. And people came together at those events and said, you know what? This is not just about our local water, it's about all of our water. It's about our climate, it's about Indigenous rights, and it's time that we stand up and we say no. And that's what
we're living in a post-Bill C-45 era. This government, because the Canadian tar sands, has stripped away every single environmental, legislative, protective mechanism from Canadian democracy. So shame on Harper. But the one thing that Harper has not been able to do is he hasn't been able to stack the courts or to change the Canadian Constitution, which Native rights are enshrined in. And so this is a big moment in time that we're living in. It's an exciting moment in time that we're living in. And it's bringing thousands of people, community people, unlikely friends and allies together all across Canada, all across the United States. And it's a very, very incredible moment in history that we all have a sacred role to play in.
This National Day of Action is just one small part of a much bigger movement of people that are fighting for climate justice. Sometimes it's difficult to, when we think about this great big problem that we're facing, it's difficult to not feel, to feel hopeless, to feel some despair. And that's okay. It means that we're paying attention. It means that we understand the scale of the problem that we're facing. But we need to focus on all the good things that we can do. And there's so much good things. There's so many good things that we can do. So there isn't one solution to this. There are many. We need people rallying at events like this and showing their resistance and speaking out against Energy East. We need people pushing to place a true cost on carbon emissions. People contacting their MPs, supporting, submitting feedback to the OEB. We need people engaging in non-violent acts of civil disobedience, pushing the boundaries. We need people developing, investing, and supporting clean energy. We need people pushing for more climate awareness. We need people pushing for fossil fuel divestment from universities, churches, and their cities to loosen the grip that the fossil fuel industry has on our governments and our institutions. There's been so much fossil fuel divestment recently in the news, and it's incredibly inspiring. We need to support our Indigenous leaders and the community members who have done so much and have been at the front line of this fight since the beginning. We also need people my age and older apologizing to young people for the burden that we are leaving on their shoulders. And they are rightfully angry about this, and we need our actions to take the form, we need our apologies to come in the form of action and not just words. So we need to push out of our comfort zones, and we need to match the scale of our actions with the scale of the problem that we face. By channeling our efforts to stopping oil sands pipelines, we can make an impact to the global climate change problem through tangible local means. My inspiration continues at events such as these. Over the past 2 years or so, I believe community members across Canada have become more and more willing to stand up to industry and politicians. I really believe that the momentum is swelling to fight and stop these pipeline projects. From this event last year, through this spring's consultation meetings, and to today, Let's keep this momentum building through today, over this summer, and as far into the future that is necessary. Thank you.
No, I share the same sentiments. You know, we really do need to understand that this government and its mad obsession with this $650 billion economic action plan is a step in the wrong direction. You know, that economic paradigm is a paradigm that's going to force you to choose to sacrifice certain communities at the altar of irresponsible economic policy just so shareholders living thousands of miles away can line their pockets with dirty oil money, with dirty mining money, just so that we can have, you know, cheap energy. Okay? This is not the kind of world that I want to live in. This is not the kind of world that I want my son Felix living in. That's why he's here with Papa today.
And so we're here today to say no to Energy East, to say no to tar sands oil. And in doing so, we're joining over almost 100 other communities across Canada today that are doing the same thing. But more importantly, we're joining hundreds of other communities across North America that for the past number of years have been coming together to say no to tar sands oil, no to dangerous pipelines, and standing up for a safe climate. And so we're coming here together to say that we're united to protect the Rideau River, the Ottawa River, and our drinking water. If this pipeline were to be built, it would facilitate the reckless tar sands expansion that fuels catastrophic climate change and single-handedly reverses all the progress we've made on greenhouse gas reductions in Canada. So we're saying no to this tar sands oil, no to Energy East pipeline, but we're also saying yes to a speedy and just transition to renewable energies. And us here today are not alone. Already, over 3,000 people in Ottawa have said no to the Energy East pipeline. Last year, dozens of our volunteers went out and reached over 15,000 homes across the city and secured the only member of provincial parliament to come out against the Energy East pipeline, which spurred the Ontario government to do their own hearings into the Energy East pipeline, an unprecedented act. Now, as the province undergoes its own elections, it's our turn to ensure that politicians everywhere join our movement, listen to the people, and stand with us as we say no to Energy East, no to tar sands expansion, no to climate change, and yes to protecting our waters and rivers, and yes to renewable energy. Thank you.
Exciting times, ladies and gentlemen, exciting times. When you've got like Desmond Tutu, okay, coming to Canada, going to visit the Athabasca Chipewyan First Nation in northern Alberta in the heart of the tar sands, and saying that we all have a moral responsibility to say no to the Energy East pipeline and all pipelines that would enable the expansion of the tar sands. I mean, that's a big thing, okay? When you got Neil Young and the world of jazz's darling Diana Krall doing a rock concert tour across the country, saying no to Energy East, honor the treaties, shut down the tar sands, that's a big thing, okay? When you got thousands of people facing arrest at the actions that have happened over the last couple of years in both the United States and right here in Ottawa and in British Columbia's capital, Victoria, and all across the country, this is a big historical moment. Now I want to invite all the community to come together. We're going to deflate this pipeline, okay? I don't want you to rip it apart because the people who built it put a lot of work into it. We might use it later. But everybody with your cameras, your videos, get ready to tweet. All you community people that want to come here and dismantle this pipeline, we're going to squish this pipeline. We're going to crush Harper's economic plan. We're going to crush the tar sands. We're going to crush this pipeline, get all the air out of it, and we're going to build this movement from a place of creation, okay? We're going to build this movement from a place of life, because that's what we're here to do. So who's going to come with me? Felix, you can come in here? Come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. Everybody come in, put your hands on here. All right, let's get this pipeline out, get it out. Oh yeah. When I say shut down, you say closing, shut down. Shut down. When I say climate, you say justice, climate. 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 When I say dethrone, you say Harper, dethrone. Dethrone. Dethrone.
singers out here to sing a song and bring us to a close here.